been to car shows in small towns, but this is a unique car show. I've been seeing Model T 4s all over, driving just down the street. It's really cool.
The reason we do it is just to educate people about the Model Ts.
We give our time and own money to benefit the community, and it's fun.
You're not having fun, you're doing the wrong thing.
Pretty unique.
I'm Drew, and I'm a documentary filmmaker with a goal of visiting 25 towns in 2025. To get out and really explore the province and uncover the little gems, the small towns that are the heart of the province. There's a place in the middle of Alberta where everything seems to connect. The land, the people, and the past. Stettler sits in a spot that feels like the province's center. They call it the heart of Alberta. And maybe that's geography, but I've got a feeling there's something else. Founded by a Swiss immigrant named Karl Stettler back in 1905, this town grew up around the railway, a line that carried settlers, goods, and dreams across the prairies. More than a century later, that heartbeat is still strong. You can hear it in the hum of a Model T engine, the whistle of a steam train, and the laughter of the people who keep history alive. Visiting the Stettler Museum, I could tell it's not just any museum. It's like stepping into a village frozen in time. The main building holds the town's artifacts and stories. But when you step outside, you walk straight into the late 1800s. Each little building tells a story. The schoolhouse, the old general store. You open the door, and you're stepping into another decade.
Downstairs was like war memorial, but upstairs here is an actual courthouse. Order in the court. It's one of those box cameras. Like, look at this. This is where film all started.
I'm kind of the de facto heavy-duty mechanic, machinist, welder, blacksmith, do carpentry, anything that needs to be done to benefit the museum. We give our time and we give our own money to projects that we work on, so, it's something to benefit the community, and it's fun. When you've got a group of guys that can all do different things, it's amazing what you can do. We're fixing up some old cars, carpentry projects here, you name it. Whatever they ask us to do, we do. It's just part of the fun, right?
And that's the heartbeat of this place. Volunteers like Peter, who turn wrenches and welders into time machines. They're not just preserving history, they are fueling it. And of course, the museum has its own train station. Fitting for a town whose story has always been tied to the rails. Quick shout out to our media sponsor. Listen for the Backroads Alberta Minute on New Country Radio for updates on my adventures and ideas of things to do in small towns around the province. But on this particular day, the museum was the hosting grounds of the most spectacular car show I've ever seen. When you think about history, this car, the Model T, was the one that had the most impact to everyday life. It's probably how it brought on the Roaring 20s.
The reason we do it is just to educate people about the Model Ts. It was the car that really put the world on wheels. It wasn't the first mass-produced car, It wasn't the first assembly line, but he perfected it. And it really just put the whole population into having a car.
Because it's made in Canada, that means it's one of the last Model Ts that came off the production line,
Well,
basically?
in Canada they made, in total over all the years, 750,000.
Yeah.
The production number of this one is very close to 750,000. 741,204.
Okay, so you've got a VIN that says that, wow, one of the last ones, and it's here in Stettler, and you're driving it around.
We come from Idaho. We would have had to have left like that would be a long, long ways at 35 miles an hour. It was certainly a good trip and really enjoying this tour. It's pretty unique. Good people.
Always willing to help, always something to do. Awesome group of people.
And that's what impressed me about these people. They don't just collect cars, they collect each other's stories. Every broken part becomes a reason to connect, every rebuild a reason to gather. It's community built from grease and goodwill.
It was modified for racing in 1915, and we have it restored as it last raced in 1920.
You have these incredible high-performance machines, but talking to the owners, you quickly realize it's not about the top speed. For them, the real thrill isn't how fast you can go, it's that you can go.
Canadian Robertson square-headed screw. If it was US, it would be a regular slotted screw. Ford wouldn't pay the royalty to Robertson to put them on the American ones. So it's a bit more of a challenge to restore a Canadian one. There's not so many parts to be found.
Took us 3 days. We left Thursday morning at 9:30 in the morning, and we arrived here at Stettler at 7 o'clock on Saturday night.
How old are you folks?
85 and 84.
Oh, we're from Hayward.
If you're not having fun, you're doing the wrong thing.
Every car has a story, and every story is powered by these people who don't really want to let the past die. It's not about horsepower, it's about heart power. Then again, the whole point of this event isn't just to look at cars, it's to see them in action. And I knew I couldn't just stand on the sidelines.
And maybe I can have a ride. I just haven't asked.
Subscribers. Good job.
Subscribe, I saw that.
Subscribe to me on YouTube. Backroads Alberta.
Yes, there we go,
All
subscribe.
right. So this is your car. Your
I'm Monica.
Monica.
Yes.
And then your husband over here,
That's Eric.
Eric.
Eric Hamilton, yeah.
You're nice enough to let me have a ride. So I'm gonna see what it's like
Go.
going in a Model T car.
For a car like this, so what's the top speed that you can go on it? Like,
That depends on the modifications.
oh yeah.
Most of the original ones won't go much past 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But the modifications, you go to 100 miles an hour.
Okay. Well, I guess that's the thing, right? They made it simple so that anybody could use it. It's sort of the idea of the Model T.
Very simple.
We enjoy driving the cars. We don't usually have shows like this. We usually we're driving somewhere and doing stuff. So we went to Drumheller on Monday, and tomorrow we're going to Wetaskiwin.
That's the beauty of Stettler. It sits right at the crossroads of adventure. Two major highways meet here. And from this little town in the center of the province, you can basically head in any direction and find something incredible. It's not just the middle of the map, it's the perfect starting point for discovery. The hub of a wheel, if you will.
And we took the train on Tuesday, the Alberta steam train.
You hear it before you see it. The hiss of steam, the clang of the bell, it's a sound that echoes from another century. And this isn't a replica, it's one of the last true steam trains in the country. And you can feel that history in the air. My son Damien and I came to town earlier in the summer to take in this historic experience, even though the weather wasn't the best.
A little cold, a little windy, a little rainy, but it could be worse. That's a pretty cool view of the whole place. Museum over there, ponds that we looped around a couple times. A nice little spot here in Stettler. All right, who's ready for a train ride?
There's a special energy as the train departs, like everyone's stepping back in time together. The staff are in full character, punching real tickets, telling stories. You climb on board, and it's like the world slows right down. Our guide on this journey is Bob, a man in his 80s who is the heart and soul of this operation. His stories aren't from a script, they're from a lifetime on these rails. And his passion is absolutely contagious. And the experience isn't just outside the window. As if the ride itself wasn't enough, the journey was filled with live music. It turned the whole car into a rolling, rustic concert hall, and it was the perfect soundtrack for the prairies rolling by. And just when you've completely settled into the rhythm of the rails, it happens. The train screeches to a halt. Out the window, you see them. Riders on horseback, bandanas over their faces. We were being held up by the infamous Reynolds Gang. The whole thing was pretty impressive. The actors were brilliant, the kids were screaming with delight. And here's the best part. The money they stole all goes to local charities. Even the bad guys are good guys here. After we were safely rescued, we pulled into our destination, the village of Big Valley. And you get this real sense that the train doesn't just stop here. It's part of the town's lifeblood. It's a perfect partnership. The steak dinner wasn't just food. It was a chance for everyone on the train to connect. I talked to a couple who came all the way from the Maritimes, and another from my own city of Red Deer. All of us just buzzing with the experience. Afterwards, we explored the town, from a tool museum that had every gadget imaginable to the towering old grain elevator. Stepping inside that wooden building, it's a direct link to a time when life on the prairies revolved around two things: agriculture and the railway that served it. Riding back towards Stettler with live music playing in the car, you couldn't help but smile. It was the perfect end to the journey. We stayed at the Prairie Junction RV Resort. And their cabins were the perfect place to kick back after such an amazing adventure. They even have their own train platform, so you can literally get picked up and dropped off right at the campground. Doesn't get much better than that. And when I came back later for the Model T tour, I was excited to see that it was integrated right into the train ride. Cars were parked for all the passengers to see, and some were even loaded onto flatbeds ready for the next leg of their journey. A perfect snapshot of how travel worked in the 1920s. And that's what I got to love about this town. History isn't something that sits behind ropes or glass. It's alive. The Stettler Museum and the steam train are not just places that preserve history. They're a living reminder of what makes small towns thrive. Connection, curiosity, and care. And with that history fresh in your mind, you see the ride differently.
Just seeing a family out riding. I'm sure they love seeing the cars out like this, you know? It's pretty neat.
It's a small enough town that you know a lot of the people that live in it. We've been here 17 years. Just really good. Good town.
So as I said, Stettler is known as the heart of Alberta. I always thought it was about geography. But after seeing the passion of the volunteers, the spirit of the visitors, like the Model T owners, and the dedication of the crew on the train, I see that it's not about location. It's about the town's character. Stettler doesn't just sit in the heart of the province, it pretty much is the heart.
If you're not having fun, you're doing the wrong thing.
I must be doing something right because I'm having a ton of fun visiting town after town. And if you enjoyed Stettler and the jump back in time, you will love Pigeon Lake as we go back even further. I checked out a Medieval Madness fair and it was absolutely amazing. Check out those adventures on Backroads Alberta.
Live free.